Good evening, welcome to Thommo's Tech. Today we're going to take a look at the 8BitDo or 8BitDo or 8BitDo N30 Pro 2 Bluetooth gamepad. This is compatible with the Nintendo Switch, Windows, Android, Mac OS, Steam, same as Windows or maybe Linux potentially. And we're gonna take a look and see how good it performs. It's not a cheap gamepad by any stretch of the imagination, but it is very well built, as we will see. First things first, we'll take a look at the back of the box. So we've got the address of 8BitDo, whatever they're called, and then we've got some specs of what you will need. So the Switch, you need the operating system version 1 and above. Windows, you need Windows 7 and above. Also Bluetooth 4.0 or compatibility with Bluetooth 4.0. For Android, same again, Bluetooth 4.0. Mac OS, you need 10.7 and above. Steam, same as, well, not quite the same for Mac OS. You need at least Mac OS 10.9. Raspberry Pi, you need Bluetooth 2 and above. So it's the N edition. I'm assuming that means NES, because it does look a little bit like the original Nintendo NES controller, only with many more buttons. So let's open the box. It just comes in a lovely little slip case. It's got a really premium feel to the case, actually. It's nice and solid. We'll see what's inside. So we have just a compliance note by the looks of things. We have the gamepad itself. Ooh, tasty. We'll just put that to one side for a moment. We've got an instruction manual with lots of detail on there. We have a charging cable, so it's quite nice. This is USB-C, so the that just plugs in to the top of the controller there, and you've got quite a long bit of flex. It's about 1.2 meters. I may be incorrect there, but it looks about that. We'll see if there's anything underneath. Nope, that doesn't move. So get the box out of the way and we'll take a look at the buttons and other bits and pieces. So we've got directional, of course, a select button, start button, X, Y, A, B, 2 analog sticks. These feel very nice. They seem to have, yeah, they're not very loose. Sometimes on pads like this, quite loose. It feels like you might get quite a bit of accuracy. They've got rubber on the top, so they will stick to your fingers a little bit for grip. They press down for more buttons. On the top, we've got L1, L2, so next to each other, but they're quite easy to reach with your finger. And same on the other side, we've got R1 on the outer edge and R2 on the inner edge. Then underneath we have various functions here. We've got this button with a star on it, and we have a pairing button, I'm assuming, for when you want to pair it to a Bluetooth device, such as a tablet or PC or whatever it is you're wanting to use it on. And then we've got, it looks as though this is to swap the analog sticks with the directional pad. So very useful if you want to play a different style of game. It's much better playing a fighting game with an analog stick, those of you who've never tried it. So we'll get it up and running and play some games. Okay, so we're just going to play a little bit of Crazy Taxi, which is a brilliant game. So we'll just go
Go ahead and pick a car and driver.
Let's go in and pick a car and driver. We'll be this guy.
All right, let's get it on. Hey, it's time to make some crazy money. Are you ready? Here we go.
So, right, okay. So that's reverse, that's brake. So I'm not sure the, right, sorted. Forgotten what I was doing for a moment there. So the analog stick's great. It's really good. So you get the controller does vibrate quite violently, but it's all good. As you can see, I'm terrible at this. Let's go pick another fare up.
Hey, come here.
Good job.
Off we go.
Here we go.
This game's fantastic. If you've not got it yet, get it. The Steam version's great. There's a lot of the original music missing, but that doesn't really matter too much. Oh dear. Still a fantastic game. It's very responsive, a controller, and I can just swap and use the directional pad at any point if I wish. Where am I going? Oh dear, I'm running out of time. And that's time up. Terrible. Not the gamepad, but my gameplay.
Good enough. You need some practice. Go on, get back out there. Game over.
If you want to play classic arcade games or classic console games, I would definitely recommend this. This controller is fantastic. Yeah, it's not very cheap, but you really do get a premium controller that just feels gorgeous in the hand to hold, and it just, everything just feels very, very premium. Normally when I review products, I like to take them apart, but I don't think I want to with this because I really like it. So I didn't run through when I unboxed this. There's different modes that the controller will run at. Nintendo Switch, D input and X input for PC users, and also Mac OS. So there's a 500 mAh battery in the device. That will run for 18 hours off a 1 to 2 hour charge, depending on how long it does actually take and depending on what you've got it plugged into. Other things to mention, this does have a turbo function as well. So if you hold down the button that you want to set as turbo and hold the star button on the bottom, then that will set that to a turbo button, which will be the equivalent of rapidly pressing the button over and over again, which is nice if you want to cheat at some early 90s and 80s sports titles, but it does take the fun out of it, really. So if you do want to purchase one of these, please do use the link in the description below, which will help support my channel and will encourage me to make more content like this. But definitely, this is a great controller, and I would highly recommend this to anyone, particularly those who are into emulation. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.